From Kingdom, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, January 11th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.52 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,223 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $278. Antiwar.com reports, while smaller than its sister city of the Gaza Strip side of the border, Rafah, Egypt has long been an important city in the northern portion of the Sinai Peninsula of economic and strategic import. Friday, Egypt began displacing the residents of Rafah with a plan to eradicate the entire city, expelling thousands of families and demolishing every home as part of a plan to create a 2-kilometer buffer zone between Sinai and the Gaza Strip. Egypt demolished significant numbers of homes back in October to create a 500-meter buffer, but has since decided to expand that to encompass materially the entire city. They have claimed Sinai rebels who have resisted the junta since the 2013 coup are using Gaza to resupply. The Sinai government denied that the plan amounted to the destruction of Rafah, claiming Egypt would rebuild a new Rafah a couple kilometers west of the old one. Whether anyone will choose to live there with policy established that anything near the border might get wiped out for dubious military reasons remains to be seen. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports 2 protesters were arrested at the McLean, Virginia home of former Vice President Dick Cheney on Saturday after 20 demonstrators, some in orange prison jumpsuits, walked onto his property to mark the 13th anniversary of the opening of the Guantanamo Bay prison. The protesters from the anti-war group Code Pink walked up to the house before police arrived and asked them to leave, according to Fairfax County Police spokesman Roger Henriquez. 2 members who refused to go were arrested on trespassing charges. Police identified the 2 as Tyg Berry and Eve Tetaz, 57 and 83 years old respectively, both of Washington, D.C. The pair face misdemeanor charges of trespassing and disorderly conduct. Another Code Pink group demonstrated without incident outside the home of CIA Director John Brennan, also in the Washington, D.C. suburb of McLean, as part of the Guantanamo Anniversary Weekend Torturers Tour. Cheney has defended the CIA use of harsh interrogation techniques on terrorist suspects in the aftermath of the September 11, 2001 attacks, which killed more than 3,000 people in New York and Washington, D.C. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Coinbase. Coinbase is a simple and secure online Bitcoin wallet for sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin. Get started at coinbase.fppradio.com. That's coinbase.fppradio.com. UPI reports it seems police in New York are intent on looking the other way when it comes to minor offenses. On New Year's Eve, officers with the New York City Police Department failed to issue a single citation in Times Square. 1 million partygoers, 0 tickets. The only low-level arrest made in Times Square on New Year's Eve were subway-related. Not a single reveler was cited for possession of an open alcohol container or public urination. There were also 0 tickets written for double parking or public drunkenness. 0 isn't the total of minor offenses ticketed on New Year's Eve. It's the total for the entirety of the holiday weekend, which officially ran from December 28th through January 3rd. While it's possible the surprisingly low number of citations is an anomaly, or that this year's revelers were unusually polite and sober, the ancillary evidence suggests otherwise. Instead, the New Year's Eve numbers seem to confirm suggestions that police officers are purposefully ignoring lesser offenses. The New York Times reported earlier this week, police officers arrested or ticketed only 22 people for avoiding the subway fare by jumping the turnstiles last week. 1 year ago, during the first week of January 2014, police cited nearly 1,400 New Yorkers for the same offense. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.